Well, it gets more and more ridiculous with every passing day in the city of Delhi. A chief minister and 3 of his senior-most cabinet ministers have been sitting in the waiting room of the Lieutenant Governor's office for 5 days. 5 days they've been sitting in this waiting room without an appointment. From the photographs, one assumes without a shower. The elected representatives of our national capital have been waiting for an appointment for 5 days. For the people outside of Delhi who are wondering what on earth is going on, here's what it is. It started in February this year when Delhi's chief secretary alleged that he'd been assaulted by Aam Aadmi Party MLAs. The Aam Aadmi Party dismissed the allegation and said this is an attempt to create obstacles in work. Now, the accused MLAs were arrested and then let off on bail. But the attack on the chief secretary sparked outrage among bureaucrats. Now, while IAS officers have been reporting to their offices, they have refused to attend any meetings being called by any minister of the state government. The Aam Aadmi Party claims this is a pen-down strike, which means the IAS officers are not doing any work. The IAS officers say they're all at work, they just don't have the time to meet with these ministers. So the chief minister and his cabinet ministers went to the LG's office with these 3 demands. 1, to end the IAS officers' strike. 2, being the head of the administrative services, the LG should take action against those officers who are striking. And 3, to implement the doorstep delivery of ration that the IAS officers are not implementing. Now, technically, IAS officers are not allowed to go on strike and they are not allowed to refuse meetings with ministers under the Central Civil Services Conduct Rules of 1964. And the LG is their boss, technically, in Delhi. So he's the only one who can instruct them to come back to work. So the demands might not be unreasonable, but the demands are no longer the point. The Dharna politics that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal enjoys so much is also no longer the point. Now the point is simply the conduct of the LG. How can you allow anybody at all to sit outside your office for 5 days and not make 5 minutes to give this person an appointment? And this is not just anybody, this is the elected representative of the state of Delhi, the chief minister and 3 of his ministers who continue that sit-in since Monday. The LG has found time to meet with the Union Home Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh, but not with the chief minister of the state that he is running. On Tuesday, which was day 2, he said he had so many engagements outside of Rajnivas, which is where he also lives, that he did not go to his office in Rajnivas. Now, this has been going on for a while, and in the last 1 week, the BJP launched a protest against the protest outside of the Chief Minister's office. The Health Minister and one more minister, Mr. Manish Sisodia and another one of his colleagues, are on an indefinite fast. They haven't eaten for 5 days, and today 4 ambulances were brushed in. The Chief Minister said they were going to be moved out by force. So the drama is at high octane in Delhi. To add to this, Aam Aadmi Party has asked for appointments from the President Ramnath Kovind, from Union Minister, Home Minister Rajnath Singh and the Prime Minister. Not a single one of these people have granted the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal this appointment. Why? In the meantime, one thing that is completely for sure is that the people of Delhi have suffered. Not just for the fact that there is a severe pollution problem in the city, and no government to actually solve that problem. This sort of mess is not just embarrassing, but it's actually clearly hurting the people of Delhi. Don't the people of Delhi deserve better? That's the question I want to ask. On the show with me right now is Rupa Ganguly, Member of Parliament with the Rajya Sabha. Rupa Ganguly, thank you for joining us. I have a very straightforward question for you, Rupa. Initially, of course, there was an entire battle of whether or not the Aam Aadmi Party was, whether or not the Aam Aadmi Party was right or wrong in starting this sit-in. But right now, what is ridiculous is the fact that the LG has not granted an appointment now for 5 days. Rupa? I also have Vinay Tiwari in the studio with me. Vinay Tiwari is the senior consulting editor with the Times Network. Vinay, if we look at what's happening in Delhi right now, has this ever happened before? I mean, one is the drama, the other is the fact that they're simply refusing to work together.
Yes, and I mean, look, since Delhi was created as a state in the early 90s, this has never happened. You've never had a situation where the CM and the ruling party at the center have been at complete loggerheads, complete breakdown in communication, and a complete breakdown of administration as well. And problems on both sides. It's not as if just one side is exaggerating or creating a tamasha. Both sides are doing it, and both sides are doing it deliberately. And as you said at the start, the ultimate problem is that the city of Delhi, which is actually the capital of the national capital of the country, is frankly governance-less, despite having two sets of governing arms, one the elected chief minister and another the lieutenant governor.
And so I actually, for me it just boils down to one thing. If someone's sitting outside your office for 5 days, I mean, the humane thing to do is to grant that person an appointment. Yeah. I don't understand what the LG is doing here.
Yes, and I think for those of our viewers who are not in Delhi, it would be very important to let them know that the place where this is happening is where the LG lives. So it's the same compound. One half is where his house is, and the other half is where the office is. And the LG's office is barely 50 meters from where the Dharna is happening. So he can actually walk across. And imagine the LG actually drove all the way to Rajnath's house other day to meet, but he didn't walk across 10 meters to actually meet the Chief Minister of the state.
But isn't it the LG's job fundamentally to work with the Chief Minister? This is his primary responsibility, to run the city of Delhi. What excuse could he possibly have for not meeting with these four men?
Well, the reason purely and simply is confrontational politics being practiced by both sides. Look, in the 90s, the BJP was in power in Delhi when Mr. Madan Lal Khurana and Sahib Singh Varma were the chief minister. And you had an opposition government at the center. You had Narasimha Rao as the prime minister at that point of time. And you never saw this kind of confrontation before because both sides never really escalated the matters beyond a point. The LG, despite having the exact same powers that the current LG has, never took it to a level where it became abrasive or it became a breakdown between the two. So things managed pretty well. Even Sheila Dikshit's first tenure was not when the UPA government was in power. It's only in 2004 that UPA came in power. But Mr. Vajpayee was the Prime Minister then and relationships were fairly decent and fairly humane. There were no real skirmishes the way you're seeing now. This is unique. Since the last 3 years or so in Delhi, you've seen the kind of breakdown in communication between two states. Never have we seen this in Delhi, ever.
Right, Rupa Ganguly joins us right now, Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha with the BJP. Ms. Ganguly, thank you so much for joining us. What is your stand on the breakdown of communication between the LG and the Aam Aadmi Party, Ms. Ganguly?
There's a lot more than what the questions have been raised today, that why these people are, the Chief Minister is waiting and asking for an appointment and LG is not giving the time. See, there are a lot of decorum which has to be maintained. If you're actually keen to solve an issue, then there are ways where you are expected as a Chief Minister to behave and do. And if you really want to solve a problem with your IAS officers, then it is he who has to solve it. See, he is behaving like a child where he is a principal of or headmaster of a school and saying कि मेरे school teachers ने मेरी बात नहीं सुन रहे हैं. My students are not listening to me. It doesn't work like that. He has to make a cordial relationship. He should think twice next time before his MLAs misbehave with officers like this. And every time anything, these people, all these party members, all these different parties, they can't do anything, they can't solve their own problem, and they say, बड़ा भाई हमारा मोदी जी क्यों नहीं हमको देखते. अब गाली देते वक्त आपको बड़ा भाई याद नहीं रहता, कुछ भी बोलते रहते हो पब्लिक डोमेन में, तो आप डेमोक्रेटिक वे से काम करो. और ऐसा चीफ मिनिस्टर धरने पे, मुझे तो लगता है he is actually mixing with TMC leader Mamata Banerjee too much, more than he needs to meet her.
But Ms. Ganguly,
गलत influence हो रहा है.
Ms. Ganguly, my question to you is this: there's someone, anyone, doesn't have to be the elected representative of an entire state, seated outside an office waiting for an appointment for not 1 or 2 but 5 whole days and nights. Is it even humane at this point that the LG refuses to meet the Chief Minister? Isn't it just a battle of egos? What would it have taken for the LG to walk across and have a conversation? Why hasn't he done that?
Yeah, I just see there is certain information which I'm not aware of. I'm asking you, did they ask for an appointment before sitting on the dharna?
Ma'am, even if they didn't.
Did they? I don't know. I'm just asking you.
So my question is, if someone were to sit outside your office for 5 days, wouldn't you meet with that person? And if an entire state was hanging in the balance, wouldn't you meet with that person?
Sitting in front of my house.
So you're saying until the LG receives a written...
in front of my house.
Okay, until the LG, and I must point out to our viewers, the Aam Aadmi Party didn't feel it fit to be part of this conversation and answer these questions either. So, well, one, has to figure out what to make of that, because the smart thing to do would have been to be part of this conversation and put forward your side of the story, but the Aam Aadmi Party felt it was not necessary. But my question still remains, if someone were to sit in front of your office for 5 days, Ms. Ganguly, wouldn't you meet that person? Whether or not you received a written request for an appointment?
See, I'll tell you, it is not anybody coming and sitting in front of Rupa Ganguly's office. No, it is somebody who holds a huge post and has a lot of responsibility. So if you don't know, he's not a politician, Lieutenant Governor LG is not a politician. So politician versus politician नहीं चल रहा है यहाँ पे. केजरीवाल team has to understand that वो LG के साथ meet करना चाहते हैं. LG is not a politician. So एक धरना पार्टी बैठ के एक धरना पार्टी से बात कर रहे, लड़ाई कर रहे.
No, but isn't the behavior of the LG right now politician-like, Ms. Ganguly? But Vinay, come in here. Isn't the LG behaving like a politician at this point?
Well, look, Ms. Ganguly has the compulsion of speaking on behalf of the BJP, so I can understand what she's saying. The bottom line is, Mr. Baijal is neither the first LG. There have been 4 LGs in Delhi in the past. Mr. Vijay Kapoor was the LG, Mr. Tejinder Khanna was the LG, and never before, with these exact same powers, because the Delhi is a creation of an act of law. Yes. The GNCD Act is exactly the same as it was in 1992. So in terms of the powers, exercise of powers by the LG, there is no difference at all. And none of the LGs have been abrasive or confrontational to the level that it is happening now.
Okay, so let's address this. Did Sheila ever sit, but did Sheila Dikshit ever face a situation where her LG refused to meet with her?
Well, we were in Delhi all through our professional lives at that point. It's never really happened.
It's never happened.
It's never happened.
It's never happened. So that's the question. Did Sheila Dikshit ever face a situation where the LG refused to meet with her?
That's why I'm asking. Like, did Sheila ji have to sit on a dharna?
She didn't, because she got the appointment she needed.
You are a chief minister. Mr. Kejriwal, it's just very, see, I'm not a typical politician. I'm sure you will understand that. I say what I feel, what I believe in. I might be politically incorrect in many situations that I've said in many occasions in many television programs. It's not about Arvind ji from a different political party. It's not about BJP stands and all. What I'm trying to say is LG is not a political post. So ऐसा अच्छा रहता है अगर bureaucrats के साथ बात करने में उनके तरह उनके लिहाज के साथ बात किया जाए तो it would have been solved. But I'm sure they should actually come across with a proper letter requesting appointment, and it should be at par. After all, he is the chief minister.
रूपा जी, तो आपको नहीं लगता ये ईगो की बात हो गई कि आपने लिख के नहीं दिया अपॉइंटमेंट रिक्वेस्ट, आपने तमीज से बात नहीं की तो हम मीटिंग ही नहीं करेंगे? Isn't just, and this is on both sides. I'm not taking a side here. I believe that both the Chief Minister of Delhi and the LG are playing a war of egos against the citizens of the city.
I understand. It is, I don't know about whether it's war of ego or what. Whatever I've felt, I've seen some videos, I've seen some pictures. I felt that it is, he had actually major issues with the IS officers. He actually could have easily solved it, having an internal meeting with them. And kahin pe, I'm telling you, kahin pe, aap bura mat manna, kahin pe when ek boss hai, he has raised a question that अगर मोदी जी के सारे ऑफिसर्स उनकी बात नहीं सुनते क्या वो काम कर सकते थे? केजरीवाल जी ने बड़ा सही सवाल पूछा है. ऐसा नहीं है कि सब लोग आपके अंडर में सही काम करते हैं. ऐसा भी नहीं है कि सब लोग आपके अंडर में सही काम नहीं करते हैं, लेकिन it is you being the leader and looking at the bigger, larger perspective for the sake of the people of the state. You have to mix up with people, make convince them. उनके साथ जो भी झगड़ा हुआ है उसको मिटाओ, उनके साथ बुलाओ और बोलो कि ठीक है, अगर हमारे में से किसी ने गलत किया तो उसको भूल जाते हैं. सर, अभी let's start working together.
So I understand what you're saying. I understand what Rupa Ganguly is saying, but
अपने IAS के साथ कर लेते तो शायद ये दिन को देखना नहीं.
So then this is actually even worse. It sounds even worse to me because
one small thing.
Yes, but Ms. Ganguly, this sounds like the entire IAS system of Delhi, led by its chief, which is the LG, is teaching Mr. Kejriwal a tough lesson, saying that जब तक माफी नहीं मांगोगे हम काम बिल्कुल नहीं करेंगे, हम मीटिंग में नहीं बैठेंगे. What does this mean? What message does this send out to the people of Delhi? I understand that egos are a big deal in the city of Delhi, but you cannot sacrifice your citizens in this manner. So are you telling me that the IAS officers are in fact on strike, waiting for an apology from the Chief Minister?
See, अगर आप ईगो की बात ही करते हैं, responsibility बात ही करते हैं, तो I will just cite you one example. What Nitin ji very nicely said, that यहाँ जो धूल मिट्टी के जो दिल्ली वाले पागल हो रहे हैं, दिल्ली वासी को इतनी तकलीफें हो रही है, उसके वजह से यहाँ पे पानी का बंदोबस्त करना चाहिए और वे करेंगे, कुछ ना कुछ कोशिश करेंगे इसकी. What I am saying is, when you're elected, I know there is a part of politics, I know there is also a part of ego. अगर ईगो ही बोले तो जो इलेक्टेड मेंबर है उनकी जिम्मेदारी ज़्यादा बनती है कि वो अपना ईगो को छोड़े और अच्छे से काम करे. I don't know about ego. You have raised it, so I am replying what I feel. I don't know about ego. I don't know. I have not spoken to any of them.
It does seem,
I have
of
not
course,
been
that
following
this is
this
nothing
case
but
because I
egos
never
at this
thought
point.
it's very important issue.
Right. No, fair enough. And I have to leave it there. And I want to thank you for joining us.
Actually,
yes.
I'm not.
Okay. All right, Rupa Ganguly. Many thanks for joining us here on the Urban Debate. It does seem like a clear egos between the Chief Minister and the LG and all the IAS officers in Delhi. What it finally leaves us with is zero governance, and that's really something that somebody has to take accountability for, whether it is the LG or the IAS officers or the Chief Minister himself. There has to be a break in this standoff. This cannot continue. Thanks for watching. Take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. Don't go anywhere.